Concrete Cowboy, Dylan T. Weber. Actually, that was my great uncle's name, T. Weber. Corey, a bunch of folks on today. What's everybody up to? Somebody sent me a box. They said, I want you to paint all these baits like this. Okay. And I guess this is how they came from the yard sale. Rich, I did get my battery problem solved. It was indeed the battery. But I'll touch on this for a minute. So if any of you missed out on my little live from yesterday, I tried to go fishing and the battery didn't work. All right, I take that back. I didn't think it was a battery issue. My motor would turn over, but it wouldn't fire. It didn't really, the motor didn't sound like the battery was dead. Like it sounded like it was weak, but it didn't sound like it was like shot. So tried to jump it off. That didn't work. So I guess that was the first indicator that it had a dead cell. But on my charger, it was a manual charger, like a digital manual charger. It showed the battery health was fine. And I came back thinking it was like a starter issue or like a relay or something like that. So I ended up taking the battery out, and I couldn't find my battery tester here. So I went to O'Reilly's, got their battery charger or their battery tester, and their battery tester said good. Battery tested good. He said your battery's fine, it's just dead. I was like, well, it's been charging for 2 days and it's at 100%. Like, I'm pretty sure it was charged. But that was the first night we've had like cold weather. So I'm guessing the cold weather might have killed it. But it was the battery. The battery has a dead cell, but it's showing good on a charger. So explain that, or on a battery, actual battery tester. So pretty strange. But I got all these little white baggies from the yard sale guy. Real California. Is this a Lucky Craft? What is that? A little swimmer. These are from Carrie Bell over at Real Tough Graphics. Whoa, what is going on there? That's an odd hook hanger. So we'll get that one straightened out. Put some paint on this. But Carrie just had a boat project done. If you're into tiny boats, he just had a restoration project done on his little John boat. Pretty insane. Here's another guy supposed to have a spinnerbait blade on the back. Yeah, it's got a weird. It's got like a big. It's got like a big split ring stuck in there. Looks like they had to shave it down a little bit. I've heard from the mechanic you need to test them more than once. They'll give false readings a lot at the auto parts store on the first read. Yeah, that would be a good lesson. I mean, common sense would tell me that, you know, the battery had an issue. But I kept it just in case. Like I paid the $20 core charge because I didn't want to give them my battery if it's still, like, if I can do something with it. We'll see. I probably should have just let them have it, but it was a nice AGM group 31 or 34, whatever it was. So here's a another Rapala. This guy was big into the Rapala topwaters. I got all these Rapalas. He wants painted. This is a subwalk. I don't remember the subwalk having fins, but apparently they have remodeled them to have fins. Tell us about the balsa crankbait with the broken bill. It's at my house. It'll be a wall ornament soon. But so yesterday I went fishing, and you know, I was having motor issues or battery issues, but I wasn't completely. I don't know if it was the layers of clothing I had on, because I had a sweatshirt, another shirt, or another jacket over that, and then a rain jacket over that. So I had pretty much 3 hoods on and 2 buffs. So I probably couldn't hear that well. But every time I cranked my motor, even with the new battery, it didn't sound strong. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, dude, I'm not the tide is like insanely low. The wind is blowing like 100 miles an hour. So if I cut out of here, I do stand a chance of running aground. And the wind's blowing so hard that I don't know that the tide will come in enough to float me if I beach my boat because of the wind. I said, I'm going to play after the morning I've had. I'm going to play it safe, and I'm just going to fish right here by the boat ramp. So it was a wee bit protected, but basically didn't have anything to fish but bridge pilings, and I kissed one of the bridge pilings with that bait, and I didn't think it was hard enough to do anything, but I got I kept throwing the bait. You know, I didn't inspect it thinking like, oh, let me see what I like when you hit something where you're like, ooh, my bait might be broken. Or you like snatch a bait out of a tree and it comes back and like hits your boat or your trolling motor head or something. You're like, ooh, that one's cracked. Like I didn't hit anything where I thought this was you know, catastrophic failure. But I started throwing it and it was like running all weird, not in a good way, not in a wiggle wart way. And I got it in and inspected it, and the lip was half hanging off. And I said, well, I will happily retire this bait, but I didn't want to. Kyle, it's really weird, dude. I just think I have a low body temperature. Like whenever we take our temperatures, like if one of the kids is sick, we always like go around and take temperatures. Mine's always like really low. It's strange. I wonder if I'm like anemic or something. But yeah, it takes a lot for me to I get cold. Maybe I got thin blood. I don't know. But So yesterday was basically just casting. You're at 96, 97 all the time. That's what I like. Like my temperature's in the 96 range, like 96.7, and like my wife will be like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, I don't, I don't think anything's wrong with me. I'm fine. Like I've been to the doctor enough, like over the last couple of years, and nobody said anything like, "Hey, you freak show, your temperature is really low." But Super Spook Junior, it's a good top water. Rebel Basser went fishing yesterday in the SIP. Wind was howling, caught 12 bass. Biggest was 6. Most were 2 to 4. You did, you did very well, my friend. I bet that was fun. You're always warm and sweat super easy. Yeah, I'm my feet are bad about sweating, so I have a hard time in the cold with rubber boots. So Nate Rolling, what's up? I got your baits. I think it was from you. It was either from you or the other nasty Nate. I've got two Nates. TK hoodies. This is the this is what I was wearing yesterday when I was Ned rigging around bridge pilings. Just kidding. Not that anybody was seeing me because I was the only boat at the boat ramp. That would be them. I got them. We have a this one has been graffitied on. Somebody took a pen to this one. A little artistic. Burns, that was quick. Which is a little concerning. I never was a fan of this color, but I feel like this is one that everybody has in their box. It's pretty, but it just wasn't my go-to topwater color. Not my favorite, but I guess that's why it's getting painted. My blood temp normal, but I had 2 thermal shirts on and have a heavy jacket on this morning. It was 40 degrees outside. I think that's just guys in the South, man. I don't know, maybe not. Jeremy, you've been taking an ass kicking by the Ned rig? That's not good. You have to find, I don't know, getting your butt kicked is in big fish or just in volume? I would hope in just volume, because then it doesn't matter. But if people are catching like 5s all around you on a Ned, that would be disheartening. Off of these? No, it'll stay. These don't, the fat freeze don't run or bleed. Some of them will, though. Both, damn. Not good. Not good. I never, I don't know if people catch big fish on that shit. I just don't have any confidence in throwing something little that I can catch something big. Like everything I've grown to learn, and like my whole fishing mentality has always been about, putting the odds in your favor as far as bait size to catch something. Because to me, if you can catch an 8-incher on a 6-inch worm, think about this now. Tell me what's wrong with my idea here. So if you throw like a zoom trick worm on a shaky head, and you're catching a bunch of 10-inchers, which is what typically would happen to me if I threw a shaky head. My thought was, if I throw a 10-inch, like a Zoom Magnum trick worm, to a 4-pounder, that should look like the equivalent of a 10-incher eating a 6-inch worm, if not smaller. Like if you did the ratio of size to worm, like you would need to be throwing probably like a 16-inch worm to match the body size to the worm size. But I was like, if I throw a 10-inch worm, that's pretty. That should put the odds a little better to me, but it still should look small to a 4-pounder. Maybe not. But this dude was the Rapala walking bait collector. He's got them all, dude. He has got them all. You could never keep my line off the front hook of those. It would wrap real bad when you cast. Speaking of, does anybody make a weight transfer topwater? I don't know that I've ever seen that. I mean, topwaters typically cast good anyway, but it's just curious. Oh, here's one that's God, these pictures are not cool. I would charge him double for leaving the hooks on. Yeah, he doesn't send me baits often, so he doesn't know the rules. We get a upcharge and a big pile of hooks thrown in a pile. So I never, I've never thrown a Ned rig. But the thing about like a Ned rig or like a shaky head or anything like that, like I expect to get bid on it immediately, Sammy. Like if I'm going to downsize, like if I'm not getting bid on a buzz bait or like my normal stuff, and then I start throwing a shaky head and don't get bit immediately, like I'll just go back to doing what I was doing if I'm going to not get bit. Morgan, I would think you would have seen some sort of transfer system in a topwater bait to make it do different stuff. I guess you're right. All the tail is in the weight anyway. I mean, the tail is in the ass anyway. But I'm sure you'll see it out of Japan at some point. Yes, double for having to cut these stupid bags open. Old crusty Risto wrap. These hooks need to get cut off with side cutters. They're not good. All right. Let's see if I can find something to put those in. See if they'll fit in this pack, in this little container. they'll all fit. Let's see. Five more. Let's see. It's going to be close. I made it. Put these in here. Roll this over without poking myself. Roll that in. Roll that in. And we're safe. All right. Nice and neat. Going back in the box. All right. How many plugs we got here? A lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Valley Hill has a couple walking baits with transfer systems. South Jersey, I'll have to look those up. I'd like to see how they did that. But Tyler, that whole concept throws me off because like if you've got a 2-pounder that will readily eat a little worm that's not that little in relation to its total length, right? So you're throwing a 7-inch worm, the fish is 14 inches long. It's biting a worm that's half its body size. So if you have a 25-inch fish and you throw a worm half the size of, or 24, so do 12 inches or 10 inches, whatever. If you have a fish of that size, but a small fish biting a little worm would lend you to believe that fish is fairly aggressive, right? Like if you've got a 12-inch fish biting a 7-inch worm, that's a worm that's more than half its body size in length. So that fish would probably be decently aggressive. So if you were to still throw a 10-inch worm, that to a 4-pounder should be decently finessey. But I mean, you can't argue that like the little bitty shit catches them, but it just seems odd. You could Ned rig a 7-inch Senko. Now you're talking. That would get expensive though. Right, we don't have anything special. Just we got a Risto wrap, a million of these Rapala baits, 2 spitting images. These are Heddons, not Excalibur, so they don't get my approval. Burns, you could be right, but you have to agree that bass fishing is a thinking man's game. Rebel, me neither. I never saw the value in it. I never saw where I got more bites or it did anything for me. So I just chased bites of however I wanted to find them. And I was thinking about it yesterday when I was fishing and not getting any bites, and I was throwing a crankbait so much, and I was like, eventually I'm going to figure it out. Like they're going to be on a certain pole, they're going to be at a certain depth, they're going to be on a certain retrieve. It's going to be something that I'll figure out. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, most guys would probably count a crankbait out way sooner, right? They'd throw it for like a little while and be like, this isn't happening. And but like stubborn me, I'll go throw it for 6 hours, and you might not get a bite, but you might get one, and then you can like run around and like pattern them. And I think that's the difference. Like somebody might find a bite that is less easy to find, that you can get more bites quicker. But I don't know. I don't know. I need to find my more BGCs to paint. Freshies. Remember the old timer kicking your ass with a Lucky 13? Yeah, like that dude. What was that guy? There was some dude that Bassmaster wrote an article about back in the 90s, and he was like, it wasn't Charlie Campbell, but his name I think was Charlie, and it was like One Lure Charlie, and he lived down in South Florida, and he literally only threw a chrome blackback orange belly devil's horse. That was the only bait he threw, and like they had like all these tournaments that he'd won, and like all these big fish he caught, and yeah, that was all he ever did. Threw one bait. So Tyler, you're right. And I'm a pattern guy. That's what I look for. I rather take like a handful of baits. I'd rather take a buzz bait, a frog. Give me a crankbait and a swim jig, and I'll pretty much go look for those bites to a fault. And a spinner bait mixed in, or a chatterbait, but I don't typically go find a chatterbait bite as often. I'll throw it, but I don't lean on it as hard. So I don't know. It's an interesting game we like to play with ourselves and the fish. Not play with ourselves, but you know what I mean, in our mind. I have spent probably 3 to 4 hours a trip the last 4 to 5 trips, cranking only, getting a bite or two, but they're the right ones. There you go. There you go. What's the 2 walking baits at the end? What do you see? There's these. These are all Rapalas, and then there's a Sammy and a Spook, and then 2 of these Spit Images, and the California, the real California Wake. I've seen a guy like that who fishes in a scamp on the river, and I'm pretty sure he throws nothing but a buzzbait. Oh, Tyler, I knew a dude that caught him pretty good on a crankbait yesterday, down on the Sabine River. They should have been eating it yesterday. I don't know why I couldn't get bit. I will say yesterday was one of those days where I would have given a large sum of money for power poles. It was insanely windy, and there was nowhere for me to like it was just the right depth to where I could have like pulled down and like fished efficiently. But with the tide moving as strong as it was and the wind, I was just getting blown around everywhere, and you couldn't fish stuff good enough without having to like move your boat position completely around, like make a whole 360 and come back around and like reset up after you made like one cast. So Tyler was Austin. But I think if I would have had poles, it would have been a different game. because I couldn't really fish slow yesterday, even if I wanted to. Like even if I wanted to throw a Ned rig, it was like everything was moving around so much. Like the current was moving my boat one way, and then the wind was blowing it another, and it was really really tough boat angle wise. But the other thing that was throwing me off was boat position and not boat position, like tying stuff on. Um, like if I wanted to tie on a Ned rig where I had like this little bitty micro line that I needed to go through a head of a jig, like I couldn't do anything without blowing into a barnacle covered bridge pile, and there was nothing to tie up to. So I just had to like stand on the trolling motor and try and like bounce around in waves and tie stuff on, which basically I only tied on like 2 baits all day. But my cough is still lingering. Got these in. I don't know who makes them. Tyler, that's pretty much what we were dealing with yesterday. We had a blowout tide. It was falling all day, or it was falling till like noon, and it was already like all the bars were showing it at like 3 hours before low tide. So I was thinking where I was should have been right, but there was probably fish around there to be caught. I just I wasn't the man to do it. This dude's tails are really weird. They're like actual. This is hair off like a deer's ass or something. I don't know what this is. It's weird. So, which is the other strange thing, Tyler, that I was the only person out there. All right, I got to go find my little hook to dig eyeballs out. Screw it, I'll just make another one. Sacrifice another black spinnerbait head. Hello, my sweet. Morgan, I don't know what this is, dude. It might be bucktail. It's strange feeling. It smells weird. It smells like a Bed Bath and Beyond meets Waffle House. I caught myself cleaning up, but still can't find anything. Used bucktail, maybe. All right. Now I got my eye picker out. Launch that one. Watch TK or walk dogs in the snow. Why not do both, Hella? Why not do both? Ooh, these are going to be hard. Oh, no. Damn. I might just drill these damn things out. I hope not. That one came out. Wow, that one hit me in the face. Dude, these things are moving at great volumes. Did y'all see that? I have to put safety goggles on for this. Oh. These are not worse than bomber eyes. Bomber lures, like the fat-free sheds, they have the hardest eyes to get out. These are luckily old ones, but the littler ones, the little newer ones, are damn near impossible, dude. Or like a H2O. I'm pretty sure bomber and H2O are made in the same place. Clip that 5 seconds of hitting yourself in the face and post it as a YouTube short. Probably should do that, Hella. Did it look like I got hit in the eye? Like, could you tell? Damn, that dude just got hit in the eyeball. I don't know how it looked. I just know how it felt. We're file workers comp. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Pay myself to go fishing. It did. Okay. Well, the I was thinking about hell. I was like, I should probably go through like all of these marathon midday bait talking sessions and just take hundreds of clips and just make shorts all day. Get safety glasses. You can't watch the Kardashian with no eyes. I'll have one eye and I can hear, but it would be a shame not to be able to watch. Damn, this is a good one. This one's really in there. Got your ass. This one's dug in deep. Lots of clear coat. Shorts would be the quickest way to get 1,000 subs. I would 100% agree. Hell, you have to want to do that though. That's my problem. Is I'm unmotivated. I just like talking to y'all. What does 1,000 subs get me? Monetization? Does that give me a $5 check? There's people without videos on their channel, almost 1,000 subs. I love seeing that when you see one person, or like you see that on Instagram where you see a page and it's got one post. The person's got like 300,000 followers. It's like, wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute. Something is going on here. I'm doing this wrong. Dude, I had speaking of 50 cents a month, shit, sign me up, Hella. That is certainly worth the time and money it takes to get 1,000 subs. The Darius, I don't care enough to put any too much effort right now. I just like talking to y'all about fishing because I really I don't know about y'all when you were growing up. Most of you are bass enthusiasts, but most of your friends, you know, don't always share exactly the same passion that you do for whatever it is you're doing. So I was always very passionate about bass fishing, obviously, and it was hard to find anybody that could talk at any length um, about bass fishing. Like people talk about it for like a few minutes, but like not like anything in depth. And but that's the avenue that YouTube and Instagram and social media provides me. Is like y'all don't ever get tired of fishing. I don't ever get tired of fishing. So we can all sit here and I find it kind of weird that YouTube allows you to post pictures of whatever sort of like Facebook or Instagram. Here's the funny thing I noticed about it's not funny, it's actually quite a shame. But I posted a BGC crank down bluegill that I painted in a crappie pattern a couple days ago, last week, whenever. And it's probably one of the better crappie pattern that I've done in my life. Like I looked at it and I was like, that one's legit. It was like it was a great combination of like all the things that I look for in a crappie pattern. And for me, it's hard to like control how good a crappie pattern is. So, because it's so much randomness. Um, so I looked at it and I was like, man, this is some of my best work on display. Posted that. This is somebody that's been painting for 10 years, lifting up some of the best work that they've ever done. And it got 12 likes on Facebook and one comment. I was like, Facebook, y'all can eat a dick. Because this is like really good stuff. But you're so fucking greedy that I'm penalized for not, playing by the rules. All the people that I earned to follow me, you now tell, no, you don't want to see that guy. You want to see this. Oh, come on. There we go. Ooh, these are damn, this was like the precursor. This was a precursor to maybe a down-looking megabass eye. Look at that. Heading doing the megabass eyes. That pupil's pretty low. This one not so low. That one's pretty low. People always say, yeah, I fish, and then bust out the Zebco 33. You ain't wrong. I love the gummy eyes on these things. They roll right off. I don't know if I liked it on Facebook, but do know didn't give it thumbs down. I mean, I'll take anything at this point. I don't think it shows everyone when you link to videos. It tends to suppress distribution. What are we talking about here? It sounds cool. It's kind of cool because it does show everyone who follows you the comment. I think that could be a good way to let people know you're going live or you have a video coming up. I don't think it shows everyone when you link to videos. It tends to suppress distribution. That blows. I used it for a live I did with Brennan, and most of the guys who follow me saw it, but I think you have to be on the phone because it didn't see it on the desktop, which sucks. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, the I was watching some dude. Hell, I know you pay attention to this shit. I was watching this one guy. Um, he has some sort of brand, and he does those like here's how you do it videos on Instagram. Like here's how to grow your brand and all this kind of shit. And he's like, here's what I did that worked. It's like post 5 reels a day. It's like what? Who's got time to do that shit? And he's like the key is it's not. He's like I know what you're thinking. If you're making 5 reels a day, the quality of the reels is probably awful. Yeah. And he's like, but uh, he's like, uh, he's like, you just got to make them just good enough that they're not awful, but that they're like decently okay. Well, but I feel like for me to make 5 reels a day would take a lot of brain power. Um, like I wouldn't be okay with just putting out. I mean, I guess I could. I could just post five baits, some stupid bait thing, but it would still take me a lot of time to, a lot of thought. 5 a day. That's a lot, dude. That's a lot. It's hard for me to do one a week. I mean, it's not hard, but it does take thought and planning. Why can't they just give give the livers their credit? Because I know all these platforms hate lives because it's hard to advertise during a live stream. So we get shit on. But yeah, I wish they'd give a little power to the livers. But that's never going to happen. I won't say never, but not anytime soon. Uh, just start thirst trapping the jorts. Not the worst idea you've ever had. I don't know if I don't know if my demographic wants to see that. Later, eyeball. Later, eyeball. All right, this one I have to extract. Uh, I have bent my point. Talk about eyes. I got order of Edders and Matt Cash cranks last week. You probably would have Jimmy a 5 or 6 on some eye dotting, and Matt's look like Cyclops. Yeah, Jimmy can dot. Jimmy can dot eyes when he wants to. I think that's his. I think that's his least favorite part too. I want to say I've talked to Jimmy at. Uh, I think he is not a fan. Um, Off topic, but TK, did you see the new Dock Rat trout bait that got 3D printed? And have you ever thought of getting your own so you can make whatever you want? Um, no, South Jersey, because then I would have to learn uh, how to design stuff, and that would be a whole nother learning curve. That would probably I could probably learn it in like a year or two, where I could get like decent at it. But for all that time, it would be easier for me to pay somebody to do what I want and have them print it rather than me learning that skill. Um, that's just one of those things I'll leave up to guys that do that. The old me would have learned it because I was all about that, like doing everything, and then I realized you can't do everything. Uh, so something like if it's small, if it's something that I could learn in a reasonable amount of time, sure. Um, but something like that, it would not be. It would not be something I'm looking to do. Like I'd like to have it. I'd like to have that skill set in a small volume, uh, like to do certain things. Design a whole bait though, nah. Maybe design like bait, like lips for baits and like stuff like that that I could cut. Uh oh, the bean's watching on Instagram. Hello, my sweet baby bean. Hello, my sweet baby bean. Oh, come on, Mark. Come on, come on. All right, we have possibly. All right, we have successfully extracted a TKI. Hey, Bean, what doing? What doing? Bean says, "What's up? What doing? What doing? I need to print something in about 20 minutes. What doing? What doing?" I've actually, speaking of Jimmy Etter, I've been trying to get in touch with him because I was going to drive up to Ohio and buy his CNC, but he hasn't called me back. So, Jimmy, if you're watching this, call me back so I can come get your CNC. That would be fun. Uh, Daniel, how was AutoCAD for you? Uh, okay, I love Jimmy's baits. I'm glad I have a few. I'm glad I have a few. But I would like to go up to his house and like it's not terribly long. I think it's like a 12-hour drive, 11-hour drive for me. Um, which wouldn't be bad. I could do it in a weekend. Uh, and but I haven't heard back from him. Um, I think you can learn CAD pretty quickly. The programs they are about now are great and really help me make a lot of more understandable. South Jersey, have you dabbled in it yourself recently? Because I feel like CAD and any of those programs you use to design stuff like that, modeling software, um, is probably similar to when I was in college and we were having to write like HTML code longhand. And if you had like one dash that was off or like one letter not capitalized, like your whole page wouldn't work. Um, but we were learning that, and at the same time, there was a program called Dreamweaver that had come out, and it had basically kind of made that type of what we were doing a lot easier. So, we were in these classes learning how to write all this code, and Dreamweaver came out, and all these kids were like, "Why can't we just use Dreamweaver? Why can't we just use Dreamweaver?" And the teacher's like, "You need to learn this." And like, I don't. Now, if you look at like web design, you there's like you use a company like Wix, like it's just point and click, you just drag stuff. But like knowing the code, how it works is can be beneficial, but it's not like it used to be. Uh, South J, that's pretty awesome. Kyle, he did. Yeah, he wanted to sell it, and I messaged him and told him I wanted it, and he was supposed to come down to Gunnersville, and I was going to meet him at Gunnersville at the end of September, and he didn't make that trip this year, so I wasn't able to meet him at Gunnersville and get his CNC. So now I'm trying to go up there and get it because I told him I wanted it, but so we'll see. Which sucks now. Because it's almost winter time, and I don't want to be driving up there in damn ice and shit. He said he could break it down into like 3 different boxes and ship it, but I just wanted to go hang out with him. So, uh, all right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 swim baits. Oh, I gotta get all these out. So I have to pay attention to the Daniel. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my mind. Schoolmaster Tackle, take a CAD class at a community college and you'll be good to go, or just pay me to do it. Well, I didn't know you did CAD, Schoolmaster. That's good to know. That's good to know. I just know Daniel, that it'll cut crankbait bodies and fishing lure lips, which is about all that I'm interested in. So I could go deer hunting in Ohio. That would be fun. That would be fun. I really don't like all the designs on the lips now. Call me an old timer, but like this BGC that says deep, like everybody has their bills engraved now, and I really don't like it. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but it just doesn't. It isn't appealing. But I'll tell you how it could be appealing. I won't though. Maybe I'll have somebody CNC me some bills, my style. Ward jet machines are pretty cool. The water jet CNC. That sounds messy, Tim. That sounds messy. All right, let me get off of here. I gotta run out and print. Or Amy's got to come in here and print a label on my label printer. So almost made it to the 1 hour mark. I will wait 40 seconds until we hit 1 hour, and then I will gracefully bow out. But Daniel, are you well versed in CNCs? A resin 3D printer. That's pretty. That would be sweet. I don't keep up with any of that stuff really. I don't know what's what. I don't know what's new, what's old, what's anything. I just know the thing moves on some axes, and cut stuff. So. You messed around with front page? Oh, you ever messed around with back page? What? Just got dressed to take you on my walk. Sorry, Hella. I'm gonna do my Irish exit. 1 hour is not long enough. What is wrong with me? I may be a bit rusty now, but been a year or two since I've run one. Yeah, it's probably like riding a bike. As long as you're I think the only problem you would run into is if when you open the software, if they had an update and it was completely different, which wouldn't surprise me after a year or two, for them to completely dick your software up. But So for sure, Daniel, I will keep you in mind. I gotta, like I said, I gotta get that damn thing first. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, and I know you have to have if you cut uh, like the G10 circuit board material, you need a fan, like all these filters and shit, because it's toxic. So, but hey, what isn't that I use? Um, Daniel, I'll give you a look. I got to look up Schoolmaster Tackle too. See what he's drawing up over there. But anyway, all right, made it to an hour. Actually went over almost 2 minutes. Y'all be good. Sorry, Hella, don't freeze. Later, dudes. Sounds good. I appreciate it, Daniel, Hella, Kyle, Darius, Tim, South Jersey. Anybody else lurking? Y'all be good. We'll see y'all. Peace.